there you are. What's going on? Good morning. What's it? What is it like? 11? 11 o'clock. And there's jazz music today. Whole outdoor event, SatchmoFest. If you're not familiar with who Satchmo is, well then I would say you're not from around here. But if you do know, then you might be from around here, or you just like jazz. And I don't know what time it starts. I might be missing some of it. But I will just wake up easy like it's Sunday morning. Anybody wake up easy like it's Sunday morning? Even though it's Saturday. But whatever. It could be Sunday where you are. Hi, I'm back, apparently. No longer on my other channel, on this one now. I'm Zen, you are you are there. I don't know what I wanted to talk about. I just was excited that I could make a video on here, so I thought I'd say hello. Make sure all of you are doing all right, okay? Weird days, man, huh? Strange days. More and more magic. If you put it to work, if you let it work for you, apparently. Let the universe and God and whatever you want to call it, let it provide for you. So I made a few sigils the other day, which I haven't done in a very long time. And already taking full effect. Fun stuff. And if you guys don't know, I do have quite a few videos out there on what and why you should use sigils. I normally don't, for a bunch of reasons, which I've fully explained to people before. But every once in a while, revisit them and see what happens. Well, I really have no, as per usual, I went to this completely empty-minded, empty-headed. No idea what I'm going to talk about. So I might not talk about anything. Just want to say hello. If nobody shows up, maybe people forgot I existed. Oh well. I'm still here. I'm still dancy, healthy, happy, all this stuff, you know. What else is there to be? Yeah, the ups and downs. That's so. I was having that conversation with like 10 people yesterday. They brought it up. They were like, they were talking about like, how's your day going? I was like, well, you know, today is pretty awesome. The day before sucked pretty bad. Then you have these like really. It's always like this. The higher the tree, the bigger the tree grows, the deeper the roots, kind of thing. Like the more cool stuff, the more like, ugh, I gotta deal with this right now. Like, ugh. It's gotta balance out somehow, right? Can't just always be fantastic. I mean, I suppose you could. You ever seen that movie, I think it's called Mr. Fantastic? Pretty great movie. Who's up in here? What up, Yataku? What's up, secret agent? What are you doing? Okay, yeah, I'll give you an idea of sigil work. What's up, Divine? So a couple days ago, I made a sigil. I made a couple of them. And if you guys want to know how to do that and why to do that and how they work, I don't just tell you what to do, because that's silly. I'll tell you how it works. I'll tell you how the subconscious mind and the grander universe functions on your behalf. So, and I'll tell you about the dream world too, and how your dream world and subconscious dreams or astral projection can play out in this realm. We can get to that perhaps. But here's how quickly things manifest sometimes. I was at this bar last night, and I swear this has happened. I thought I was living in I don't know, like what's that movie, Groundhog Day? You know, we wake up every day, it's the same thing. So I'm at this bar, and somebody's sitting in a chair, not even doing anything. We're outside, and these are tables that are made out of Oh, they're the metal ones, but it's hot in New Orleans, right? And so there's rain, hot, rust. They look good. Everything's. This is a nice bar. Everything's in good condition, except for some of the chairs. Apparently, are not in good condition. And someone is sitting there in a chair, and I swear this happened last time I was there too. Just sitting there, and the leg just breaks, and I was like, "What up, fatty?" You know, like it's just some skinny kid. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And there was girls sitting there just laughing. And the chair just broke, and he just fell out, just wasn't doing anything, just sitting there, drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette, whatever. And then it happens to another dude a little later. I was like, "It's so funny." Now, the funny part is, so I was like, "Yeah, this place should probably get some new tables." This is at a bar that I'm at. This place should get some new tables. This should, you need new chairs and da da da. I was just talking to somebody. I come back to the building that I live in, and there's all brand new tables and chairs in the lobby. And it was right after talking to somebody about like bars that don't have TVs, because if a TV exists in a bar, this is to one up the whole thing here. If there's no TVs in a bar, people have to communicate. They want to interact rather than just stare at the TV and drink their beer and watch the boob tube, whatever. They interact. And normally in my lobby there was a TV. They got rid of the TV and put all brand new furniture in. No TV, all new furniture everywhere. Like some high top tables, some couches. It's cozy, awesome. I was like, wow. And it just happened like literally right after I was telling somebody that this place needs new tables and talking about bars that don't have TVs. Hilarious. Good shit, huh? So what's up? Spirit Bo's in here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, cool. I can't really see it because I'm on my phone. Luckily, I can use my phone now rather than a computer for my other one. Spirit Bo, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I just came in your head 5 minutes ago. These things, man. I've been talking to a couple other people about dreams and when you can jump into people's consciousness or dream world even. And I started watching this show. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest it. It's called Sense8. I think it's called Sense8. It's by the dudes that did, now it's a chick, I guess. The dudes that did the Matrix, the Wachowski brothers. I forget how they say their name. You got the Coens. The Coens is the coin or the priest crap. The Coen brothers, great movies. The other one's called the Wachovia, like watch over you, like the bank, Anyway, so they did this series called Sense8, and it's about these people that literally are in a, I guess you'd classify it as a soul group. I don't know how they put it, but I'm not killing anything from the show. This is the premise of it, that they can see and function through other people's lives simultaneously. So there's like 8 of them. That one of them, like they'll be doing something and they don't know why or how they know how to do something, but they just kind of all of a sudden can reflect and see through a mirror to the other person's life, and then they live it for them. Pretty interesting stuff. So like that kind of thing in like dream world and projecting into other people's consciousness. I mean, a couple other people have told me stories like, "Hey, you were in my dream and we were talking." And sometimes I know when I'm doing it. Other times I'm like, I don't know. I had like 10 dreams last night. I can't remember all of them. Breakfast of Champions. Tomato juice. What's V8? And beer. Yep. It's like it would be a michelada, but I don't have everything I need for it, so make it simple. And also V8. Get the low sodium variety, and it's perfect. It's way better than tomato juice. Fuseli's work. I'll check it out. Yeah, cool. I can't really see because of my phone. It's so small. Well, hey Yadaku, I do know somebody from where the hell is he from? He's not from Iceland. He's from the other one. Not I. No, he's from Greenland. No, he's from no. Why do you say Iceland, Greenland, Norway? It's all the same to me. It's all up there. But he was. I don't think he was a fighter pilot though. Oh, Yadaku, no, yeah. It's way better. No, TVs are way better. Hmm. Hey, good thing. Hey, the boil water warning. Remember, for anybody that thinks that by boiling water it's going to help you, the only reason to boil water is if it's contaminated with living bacteria strains. Other than that, when you boil water, you're just condensing the heavy metals and all of the salts and all the other garbage. If you're gonna boil it, you might as well distill it. And do you want me to make a video for you guys? I don't really think I need to, but look up like how to make a distiller if you don't have one. It's pretty simple. You can do it with a pot and a cap and a tube. It's pretty simple to make one. But I mean, rather than go through like MacGyvering that shit, just buy one. And you can do one. There's ways to do ones outdoor ones, just using the sun if it's warm enough. Well, if there's enough sun. But yeah, distill that shit. Don't boil it. The only reason to boil water is basically to make a saison, a saison, a saison, a saison, a farmhouse ale. Farmhouse ales saved many cultures, Egyptian, old America. So the water was so dirty that it was undrinkable. But beer is very drinkable. And oddly enough, if you take distilled water, you can't make beer out of it. Take distilled water and try to ferment it, it doesn't function, it doesn't work. It needs the fermentable things. It needs salts and bacteria and weird things in it. So they would take the dirty, stinking water and make beer out of it, because then it would eat all of that up and transmute it into beer. Small ABV, like 3% alcohol by volume. So it's still 97% clean water and a little bit of alcohol. Gets you a little buzz, cleans up the water. American farmhouse ales or saisons, very drinkable thing. It's a bit tart and easy drinking stuff. More delicious than, and it's funny because it's such an easy, simple. You don't need a lot of fermentables in it, and it should be the cheapest beer. But if you go somewhere and buy a saison, expensive. See the tricks? That should be the cheapest shit, and it's not. It's expensive. It's like buying lobster or crab or bottom feeders. You realize you go to a restaurant, you're like, I'll have the steak and lobster. The lobster is so expensive. Yet, not but 100 years ago, it was considered the bottom feeders were given to the poor people. Here, eat this garbage. Rich people didn't eat that. That was a faux pas. Like, you're gonna eat that lobster? Then, take the, because they're just plenty people just drop a thing in there. They'll just climb into the cage and just pull it up and eat it. That's garbage. That's bottom feeders eating all the shit. And now it's like, fancy. I'm eating lobster. I have a lobster bisque, thank you. And don't get me wrong, I do love lobster. I don't really care that it's a water bug. I don't really. Okay. you tell me you're gonna crack open a pound and a half, pound and 3/4 lobster, put drawn butter, some lemon on it. And a little bit of. You're telling me that's not it. That's not like I'll eat that. Come on. I don't care that it looks like a cockroach. I mean, do I want to eat a cockroach? No, that's disgusting. There's not enough meat on it. Do I want to see giant cockroaches running around? No. Would I eat one? Probably not. But point is, it's the trickery, man. It's the trickery. Like, you can get hard to catch fish. They'll cost you next to nothing. Or you get bottom feeders that used to be considered for the lower class. and now they make them expensive. Why? How dare they? You want an apple? You want an apple? A conventionally grown apple cost you 50 cents. You want an organic apple? Well, so conventionally means I want to spray it with everything, go through this whole process, plant it this way, and put the, I mean, it's a whole thing. But somehow it comes to you and it's cheap. But then the person goes, oh, I'm just going to throw this heirloom seed in the field and just see what happens, and there's an apple. They're like, that'll be $2.80 for an apple. Like, what? What? Like, what did you do? Like, well, I just put the seed there and it grew. And you're like, obviously it tastes better. I mean, it's healthier. There's something extra there. There's some more. Well, what's the Kirlian photography will show you the energetic signature, the auric field of the apple, and that one will be better. Why is? But it was easier to do. You didn't have to do anything. Sometimes people think that the hustle and the grind and doing something is the best thing you can do. It's not. Sometimes doing nothing is the best choice. You ever in an argument with somebody? Sometimes not speaking is the best thing. Just go. Oh, sure, it'll piss them off at first. Especially if you talk a lot. As soon as you just go, though, that will frustrate and irritate them to like, why aren't you talking? Like, because I know what happened. How long we got? Because if I say something, then I'm gonna, we gotta play that back and forth bullshit. No, just go like this. And that's what you do with the seed. You go, throw it out there, and just go. If it rains, it rains. If it doesn't grow. I don't know. Hey, I could come over there and water it. I could play some beautiful music for it. Throw some energy out of my palms of my hands at it. Sure, those are good things. But like all in all, like to do all the extra stuff. Well, we gotta get the spray thing and get the chemicals over here, and we're gonna make sure to put this around this, and like, okay, there's some, there's a whole litany of things that you could go through to make something grow. You make something grow. I don't think you should make anything grow. You should allow it to. So that's a good word. Remember when you were a child, you had allowances. It's kind of like the word liberty. Liberty and allowances are pretty much the same thing. It's somebody like say the land of liberty. No, the land of liberty means that somebody was on a boat and they were given liberty by the seamen. They were seamen, small little fish swimming around. Seamen on the dock They got to the dock from the ship to get on land. They were given. They were given through another man the ability of having liberties, which is not freedom. Freedom is just. It just is. They were given liberties as if someone manipulated and controlled them. It's like having an allowance. Good words. Give an allowance for things. Give liberty to things. That's fine. But as a fully capable 10-fingered, 10-toed adult sovereign being, who should give you liberty but yourself? Who should give you freedom but yourself? Like, that's who should give you allowance? Yourself. And you can allow for other people's ridiculousness, I suppose. What's up, Ninja? What are you doing? Yeah, okay, yeah. The fourth film will go into modern philosophy. What is the difference between sun-charged water and She Legit? About 1 billion things. Sun-charged water and She Legit. She Legit is a mineral pitch that, as far as I've been told, which there's no way of verifying other than just using it, is living salt, which is perfect. It's all of the minerals contained that are still living, rather than salt is dead. So it's the carbon ionic bonding and energy that would you get from salt is distressing to the body and pulls it, it's like a quick spark and then blows out, where it seems though the living mineral pitch of She Legit provides like the acids, fulvic acid, and a bunch of other different things that are still bound to carbon, which then is released differently. More, it's released slower into the system, I suppose. Kind of like if you were to get certain types of sugar. Sugar from a fruit is given to your body as a large molecular construct. It's a large um, glucose, sucrose, fructose. Is a fructose molecule, and other sugars that are like white sugars that are ground down, and it's a small. It gets into the body too quick, and it'll give you spikes, right? Spikes in glucose, which will screw up it'll give you diabetes or whatever. Where so the parallel would be sugars that way are like salts of dead world, white salt. It's Morton salt. Mort means death. Morton salt. There you go. And the good salt is living salt, like sugar from a fruit is good, but then all of the rest of the sugar that you're finding is, for the most part, pretty bad for you. I don't know where I was going before that. We got into salt and sugar here. And charged water. Charged water is basically it's imprinted. Water maintains a shape or energy to it. So whatever light goes in there, just because you can't see it, you're like, that's just water. You'll tell the difference when something's been put in the sun. You're putting information codes into the water. So Mem and Ori, water and light. That's a package. So you can put different frequencies, sound vibrations into the water. I don't know how long they last. Some people are like, oh no, once it dissipates very quickly. So if you charge it with the sun, you should drink it immediately. If you charge it with sound, it'll organize it, much like Masaru Emoto's work, where he'll put frequencies into something and he'll take pictures of the frozen crystal lattice, the snowflake of it, and how some are deranged and some look really pretty. Yeah, I mean, sun charged or any other kind of charged water you're just adjusting the shape of the crystal. The most influential, powerful super sigils in pop culture in recent years. You're asking me. You're saying like you're saying like icons or like media. Well, let's see, like a McDonald's sigil would be a super sigil, right? Is this what you're asking? I mean, I don't really need to answer that. I mean, in the sense that, like, not that I'm just saying, like, go look up what stocks are out there. Tesla, that the image of the T with the circle and what that is an image of, and the stock valuation of it, and it'd be interesting if the most disconcerting part of the whole Tesla thing is if anybody realized, like, if they could even put two and two together. Like Tesla, okay. Let's just believe for a second that he existed and that he made those things. Which I'm gonna just say again, I don't. If he did exist, he didn't invent those. He's either just an actor or just some sort of icon or symbol himself for something. But if he did, he was only backwards mapping the whole thing. He found old technology and he figured out how it worked. That's a possibility that he did exist and that's his thing. So be it. But if we take a step back and these people and how is the stock valuation of Tesla and Lone Scum, I mean Elon Musk, how is he so valuable? How does he have so much money? How does Tesla? Because Tesla's whole thing. Let's see if you can choke this one down. He was giving away free, and I'm just going to put air quotes, even though I don't need to do this. I'm going to do this. Free energy, free. He wanted people to be powerful unto themselves. He wanted to give the world free energy, not exploit people. The entire philosophy the entire being, the entire motive, the motivation, the whole mantra of Tesla was let everyone be equally as powerful. Here is freedom and free energy. And in return, what we get is some corporation that's worth trillions of dollars. I think trillions at this point, right? It's got to be hundreds of billions at least, right? Everything they do. They exploit the earth for resources not even based on Tesla technology. Let's just put that out there. And why wouldn't they just put solar charging panels on the roof of the car, on the hood of the car? Because wouldn't that seem sensible? No, let's charge people $70,000 for a car to go really fast. Even though the speed limit's still going to be 55. But it'll go fast. Boom! And it won't make any noise. But then you got to charge it every 2 hours. And every 2 hours you got to charge it for an hour. Or whatever, 30 minutes. You know, like when you go somewhere, you have to plug into your dashboard. I'm going to take a 12-hour trip. They're like, well, you got to stop this many times. And when you stop, this is all I'm going to stop for. So you can charge it and talk to everybody else that's going, oh, Tesla, Tesla, Tesla. Not even for a second realizing that it's the inverted thing. The car should, well, if it was actually Tesla's technology, you wouldn't have to charge it at a station. Wardenclyffe and all these other places, there was electronic using the plasma around you to charge the radio frequency. I mean, we have phones that we don't even need to plug in now. I can just put it near something, it'll charge it. You can't do that with cars? Of course you can. And even if it's solar panels. But now Tesla's name is synonymous with electric cars. It had nothing to do with electric cars. Like, that wasn't his modus. It was not his modus operandi. It was giving people free energy. So how is it that, and I'm going to repeat this again, how is it that the most inflated stock, inflated ego, inflated, oh, we're going to go to Mars. Yeah, you're going to get in a spaceship, throw a Tesla into space. It looks real because it looks so fake, so that means it's real. Are you kidding me, bro? Buddy? You know, like, shouldn't that stock valuation be basically free public domain? Their automobile should be free public domain. It should all be, you should just be able to have one. Isn't that what Tesla was about? Nah, no, we gotta make lots of money so I can have more. And I'll tell you again, all these people, if you can get to Mars and it's a planet, go there. If it's another plane of existence and it's outside this room, hey, have fun. Because most you know, if these people would, I don't know, they keep talking. Like, what's wrong with Earth? You don't like it here? You don't like Mama Gaia? Get me started on this shit. Spirit, Mo? Should I boil the pea? A dirty water fiasco. What's up, Black Sun? The Japanese, are you talking about, okay, well, there is the shrimp, you know, there's that one shrimp that will, like, if it hits you, like, its sound waves are more powerful than anything on the planet. You know what I'm talking about? I forget what it's called. It's a tiny little shrimp. Eating fish in the 40s was considered, I'm a little far behind because I went on a tangent there. Sorry about that. Well, no, I'm not sorry. I'm just catching up to your conversation here. Eating fish in the 40s was considered second-class food. Interesting. Well, did they not read the Bible? Wasn't Jesus like the fisher king? You know, wasn't he out there fishing every day? Don't they always say, teach a man to fish? What's that? Is that just allegory? Should we not eat fish? Now you can't eat fish because there's mercury in it, man. Lobster proves butter and excitotoxin can make anything taste good. Well, butter can make just about anything taste good. This is correct. Yeah. And excitotoxin, sure. I mean, I don't. I'm very familiar with what excitotoxins are and how they affect me. I don't get like a giant rush out of. Mm, I don't get it out of lobster or anything. I enjoy it when I enjoy it. Just like anything else. I don't. There's some things that when I consume something that has, for instance, if I eat Chinese food that has MSG in it, oh, I know without question there's MSG. Like my brain doesn't work the same. It's like I'm drinking coffee right now, but I made it at home, and I made it with good bean and no spray on it, and I put my own. What kind of milk was it? I don't know. It was like an oat milk creamer or something, and I'm not jittery, and my brain's not all over the place. But if I went to a shop, like a Starbucks or something, and got some coffee, my brain would be all over the place. I'd be a mess. Oh, as well, I will let everybody know. I'm doing fine. I'm doing well. I'm doing splendid. 12 people in the room, 3 thumbs up. That means I'm not good at math, but I would say 9 of you have your thumbs directly pointed upward underneath your butt inside of your anus. Where you could just take that and hit thumbs up and say thanks for being here, Zen. And also, if you don't want to do that because that's too difficult, what you could do is there's a CashApp, PayPal, blah, blah, blah. And I'll get back to teaching. Anybody wants one-on-ones, do that. Health, well-being, otherwise, anything you need to know. You can donate to me because I still got to pay for things, And in the past 2 months, I've had my channel shut down twice for 2 weeks. So that means basically I was not making very much money at all. So I've been I cleaned my house 6 times in a row, same day, just clean because I had nothing else to do, and I would empty the dirt just to find any crumbs, and I would eat the crumbs out of the. I mean that was basically where I've been for a little bit. Other than I was gifted the. Somebody knows I like micheladas, and they, for whatever reason, gave me a V8 yesterday. And I had a leftover beer, so breakfast. That's how I've been living. Black 73. So yeah. Oh man, growing up, I used to like frosting. As an adult, I like a little bit. I like one bite with a good amount of frosting, and the rest I want the cake. I mean, hey, isn't that what the kids are saying these days? If some chick's got like a thick thighs and an ass, it's the cake. Well, I mean, Ninja. I mean, let's not play semantics here. About organics use chemicals as well, just not they have to be organic chemicals. Yeah, again, don't play semantics. Let's just get right to it. The chemicals are chemicals. Everything is of the earth, right? But there is a difference between artificial, non-carbon bonded, in the chemistry terms. Chemicals, yes, everything's a chemical. Piss is a chemical. Shit is a chemical. The plastic in my carpet, you know what I mean? Like it's all chemicals, but some of it is more beneficial. It's like if you take a bunch of corrosive acid and drink it, it will kill you. But if you take malic acid, it's both acids. One comes from an apple, and it's very constructive and it helps the body. There's, don't don't romanticize the semantics. That's very funny. Yeah, of course, but the chemicals that are used. Okay, again, if you just go back to the original point, if you just take a seed and stick it in the ground, it just happens to grow. There's nothing you need to do. That's organic. Standard practice well at this point is to put a bunch of go to such and such chemical factory that put something in a laboratory, put all this, here's an acid, here's an alkaline, here's this, put some. That's all. It's far removed from what the natural, whatever, then if we consider natural cycle. Well, we are of nature and everything we produce is natural. I get that, but that's we're getting out of bounds of what an organic product would be versus a whatever you see that is non-organic. Of using chemical terms, there's a difference between it's like organic organism. Okay, here. I'll make it simple for you so everybody can understand. If you can take a seed and plant it in the ground with chemicals around it, and the seed itself has a bunch of chemicals inside, and it will grow and it will produce a tree. Go get a chemical pill that's a white pill that's made in a laboratory. You could shape it into a seed so it looks like one. Put that in the ground. See if a pill or a capsule that has all of these chemicals. Put that in the ground. See if it grows a tree. It will not. The difference is organic means can produce another evolution of being. It's generational quality. It will make another of itself. It will reproduce itself. Or some version of it. Not a direct copy, but it will be a close enough version. It might better. I don't call it better. I would just say it's a slight differentiations. If you made another one of yourself, you made a child, it would be you, but it'd be some of your wife, I guess we could say that, or girlfriend, or opposite being, woman, man. Ooh, I don't want to offend anybody here. But if you produce a next generation, and that next generation will be mostly like it's just an alteration. It's not going to be better or worse. It's just different. That will happen in the organic world. The inorganic world, that's not going to. It can't happen. You can't just plant something in the ground and make it'll just grow. Sure, you can produce. You can make a robot that will make a robot that is the exact same robot, and assembly line, right? You could do that. You can do that. Still different function. It's the difference between phi and pi. Oh, nice, Dan. Yeah. I did spring water for a long time. Stan, thank you for putting moolah. Thank you for putting moolah in there, because I used to ask you, do you type that out every time? And you'd say, he's like, yeah. And I figured you might have had like an F1 key or something. Yeah. And Einstein was almost certainly a woman. If he did exist, it was a woman. Oh no! The mantra. It's Stan. It's called the mantis. Mantis, the praying. I think it's called the mantis shrimp. Is that right? I don't think it's called the mantra shrimp, but that's hilarious. A shrimp just sitting there meditating, like doing a mantra. Shrimp. Oh, Spirit Bow. Hey, what's up, Ryan Gamble? What you doing? I was just listening to him yesterday. Yeah, he just did something with Flying Lotus. I think I told you all about this. Just bears repeating. I said just as if it wasn't weeks ago. Mark Rubley did something with Flying Lotus and Reggie Watts. What's up, Griff? Hey, Ninja, you said, semantic delivery. Semantics to maximize profits. Some semanticisms. Romanticizing semantics. What's up, Ironworker? What are you doing? It has been a little bit. So anybody that doesn't know this, anybody's here now, listen closely. I have a backup channel. Zen Alchemist. That was actually my original channel that I just started using this. I don't know why I chose. Go subscribe to that. That way, if I'm not on here for whatever reason, because YouTube gets mad at me once in a while, hopefully they're happy with me right now. I'm sure they are. That's my backup channel. And I don't know, maybe I have a different attitude or energy on there, I don't know. Zen Alchemist. That's me. Yeah, the mantis. Yeah, Stan, you said the shrimp mantra. Maybe that'll be my mantra for the day. Shrimps. I guess there's shrimps, slamps, and shramps. It depends on where you're at. I know I threw a hard P in there. Shramps. Well, I'll dick around you guys for 20 more minutes because I do want to go to this jazz show. Because it's been a long time since been a lot of I haven't seen a lot of live music. I used to be used to live music almost every day of my life. That I would just walk outside and there be music. And in the past so many months, it just really hasn't been happening for obvious reasons. And now there's a festival. It's called Satchmo. Here, anybody want to earn? If you don't know, I'll let the first person tell me who is Satchmo. If you can tell me who Satchmo is, I will give you. I'll give you friend points. I'll give you best friend points. I'll give you 100 best friend points. Even if you got to look it up, go for it. Who's Satchmo? It's a festival dedicated to the arts and music. Outdoor, it's about to be 97 today, I think. If I read that right. 97, so I'm about to get burnt. So the only way to deal with that is to drink beers, stay cool, get in the shade. Shady Side of the Street. Anybody know that song? Shady Side of the Street. There's Sunny Side of the Street. That's for northern people. There's Shady Side of the Street. That's for southern people. Stan has correct answer. There'll be no wind instruments. That is not true. That has been rescinded. Distant relative John Armstrong. Yeah. That's. Hey, they might be. That's my cousin's cousin. On my uncle's side, his nephew's aunt. That the second marriage. Yeah. Funny enough, my next door neighbor. Do you know who the Neville brothers are? My next door neighbor. Literally, his married in his family. I think this is what he said. He said his what did he say? His sister's husband. So how, maybe his brother's wife. His brother's wife's sister, I think, something like that. It's only one step removed. Is one of the Nevilles, not Neville Goddard. But the sister, not the Neville brothers. So there is the Neville sisters too. There's some. Anyways, funny stuff. So many people here. I had no idea. I swear everybody in this building, some way connected in a pretty big way to either movies or music. A first cousin that's once removed. Stan. I'm pretty sure, yes. Especially at this festival. Everything except for stupid. I mean, not that all the restrictions weren't stupid. And by stupid, I mean, what's that word? When. Oh, it's called arbitrary. You know how every rule is arbitrary? A completely pointless, arbitrary, nonsensical bullshit. Hey, I went through 44 minutes without saying one cuss word. Pretty good. Right until I got to bullshit. But arbitrary rules. But no, I'm pretty sure they can play instruments. They could play brass, but not wind. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. But yeah, it's all outdoor on a stage. So I think I haven't been to a bar to consider whether or not anybody's playing inside with the wind instrument, but I'm pretty sure that's okay now. They're loaded. Loaded. I love the word loaded, that it can mean somebody that has a lot of money, or it can mean somebody that is like drunk or high as fuck. Loaded. One of my best friends, he used to be like, I was like, we were about to be going out somewhere. And I was like, oh, where you at? Like, how you doing? Like, what base you at? Like, where you at? He's like, I'm a little bit loaded. And that was always a little bit loaded. So you just knew where somebody was. Like, that means a little bit loaded means you have your wherewithals, you have your coherent, but you got a nice buzz on that you can make it through the day. And I think that's the way to live, honestly. Honestly, if anybody ever have their druthers, if they could just be just whatever your thing is. If you like coffee, just coffee buzzed enough, but not like erratic. If you like beer, just beer buzzed enough. If you like smoking weed, just to be stoned enough, but not stoned. You know, I think everybody should find that place. If you gotta, I don't know, drink a beer every 2 hours, go for it. If you want to smoke some weed, you know, just enough, just a one hitter right here. We good. See, people should walk around with one hitters, and little just halfsy beers, and whatever else shit you're into. Everybody's going to self-medicate, whether it's through a doctor or through a prescription. You know, whatever. If you like pills, if you're into that shit, so be it. Just, you know, don't. The doctor says take 2 of these every 4 hours. Like, no, maybe don't take 2 of them every 4 hours. Maybe take like half of one every 2 hours. You know what I mean? Just get a little, you know. Like, let's use an example. Muscle relaxers. Anybody ever here done muscle relaxers? If you do a bunch of them, oh my gosh, it just melts. You're like, all right, I'm part of the couch. My brain works, but everything else just says comfort level is on maximum capacity, comfort level, that if you did any more, you'd pass out. That's amazing. But let's come back to reality. If you could just take a fraction of, you know, however that much would be, so you could walk through the day, like maybe those little aches and pains that you got, so you don't get the arthritic knee or whatever you're wrong with your foot, or just get rid of that pain, and everything's a little more bubbly, and instead of being like chilly outside, it's kind of slightly warm, and there's mist, but there's no rain. You know what I mean? Like that. Why not? What's wrong with that? People should learn how to medicate properly. And some people don't like. I mean, the worst people are people that have never. They're like, everything's must be clean and eat. What I love is people that they don't do any drugs unless the doctor prescribes them, and they're very mad about everything, but they live a clean and healthy life, except for the fact that they eat bacon for breakfast and burgers for lunch, and won't touch alcohol, won't touch the weeds. They smoke cigarettes all day. They'll take pills from the doctor. Those people. Toodles, y'all. I don't. You know, what do you say to these people? There's nothing. There's nothing you can say to these people. It's a status quo. The status quo. Like it's okay. It's okay because somebody said it was okay. I guarantee you, those people do not like Ayn Rand. I don't care what you think of her as a person. I don't care what you think about, like, but if you read her work, if you really read the whole thing, and then you get to the point where she goes, it's not about who's going to let me. It's who's going to stop me. Everyone should take a little bit of a note from that. You can say all you want, like, this is it was a dude, you know, whatever. I'm just saying. That's an interesting point of view. You don't have to agree with somebody completely as a human being to agree with what they're talking about. You could find the person that you think that is disgusting, filthy individual, and you're probably gonna have a lot in common with them. You know, you could have the same 10 ingredients. You have the same 10 ingredients as someone you hate, but you make 2 different meals. So you say, I hate that meal. I hate that meal. And then you start talking to them, and you say, well okay, fine. What did you use in there? How did you make that? Well, I used eggs and saffron and a little bit of chive and sour cream, and you're like, oh shit, I use those too, and I like that. And I use there's a little bit of baking soda because it makes the eggs fluffy. Well, I use that too. And then all of a sudden you have all the same ingredients, yet you're making 2 different meals. But then if you were really to think about it, well, you just happen to prefer the way the meal was prepared that way, not the other way. But if you understood that it's all the same, maybe you might understand why those ingredients are tasty put together in a different way. Did I overdo that one? Yeah. Did I overdo that? Was that an analogy? Was that an analogy that I used there? Locked and loaded. Hey, Grip, what's up? Yeah, locked and loaded is a funny one. What's up? What's up, Hana? What are you doing? You know, hey, Hana, that's funny because the original title for my video was Happy, Healthy, and Dancy. And I got rid of Dancy because I thought that was I thought it might have been too playful for people. But I'm going to go, I don't know that I'll dance, but I'll definitely go listen to some good music. Oh, you talking about beta blockers? Well, here's the thing. Are you talking about the yeah, well, you need beta blockers with certain other chemicals. See, once you do the beta blockers, then you need to insert a different chemical behind it. I don't want to get into chemistry and all of that weird shit too much, and like there's a few substances. I mean, think of like ayahuasca doesn't work unless you have both plants. One is doing something to allow the other plant to exist. And there's certain things that once you eliminate some sort of neurological connection or something that's going on, then you insert something in there to make a connection. That's a very nuts and bolts way of putting it. Ninja, no, I've chewed on it. I've never inhaled, but I've never inhaled. With a nose like this, no, I don't inhale anything. I mean, I've had good. If you're asking, yes, I've had good, but it's still processed. So it's very good though. But leaf, I've eaten leaf. Mm-hmm. You read nothing but cards for self-torture? Yeah, and then after you read them, you're like, no, shuffle this up, let me try it again. And then the cards are just saying the same thing. Unless, of course, you're just trying to divine that same story from the cards. Maybe I'm missing some comments here, because I see Spirit Bow was saying something to Ninja. Let me see if maybe I've made a huge error here. Let me see. Oh, live chat. Oh shit. Yep, I've missed so many comments because it was not on live chat. I love when that happens. Recreational drugs in general, besides, are safer than pharma. Yeah, that is true. Griff, yeah. I mean, that's called iatrogenic death or harm. Iatrogenic, iatrogenic disabilities. It's like doctor. It means basically doctor induced, either by the chemicals chemical platter they serve you, or because of a wrong misdiagnosis or whatever. It's the number one thing, more than heart disease, more than cancer, more than all that shit. Yep. And all of those they're so specific that you people deem them safe because they got them from the doctor. But if you take them wrong, like if I've known people that have a cabinet full of different reddish bottles, right? Those with the white caps. I'm like, you're all messed up. How do you know which one to take for what? How do you have all of this? That's crazy to me. And imagine just taking the wrong one. You take wrong, you're having that fucking blank fucked up moment or whatever people go through, and they're like, I need a pill, and they just go, I take this one, and it's literally the opposite of what they need. That's probably happens all the time. Well, it was prescribed by the doctor, right? But then also the other six were, but those were 6 other times that when should this be stopped? Stop taking this one. Oh, you've done too much of this one. Now take this one. This is a downer. This one's an upper. This one's a da, 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 da. Where at least people that self medicate, they tend towards one thing. They have like a day and they're anxious. And they're like, I need to smoke some weed. They smoke the weed. They have a couple of good days, they don't even smoke weed. And they're like, oh, I actually need some weed. Other people are like, well, go to the doctor. I don't know what I need today, doc. Well, you're frantic and anxious. You need this downer. And then somebody's like, comes out and goes, well, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Well, you need an upper. And now they're sitting here, what is it, that M&M joint, the blues and reds and yellow pills and all that shit. Man, little purple Paxils and shit. I don't even know. Little bumblebees and all that stuff. Man, people be out there, man. I could see how that's going to get people lost in the sauce. Lost in the sauce. They're going to unbalance. They're going to unbalance, put themselves into imbalance because they don't even know their own internal chemistry or alchemy to balance it out. Like, it's fun to play with those things as long as you can first prove you can just sit there and just drink water for a week. Just do that, and then you'll know where you are baseline, and then we'll say, hey, are you anxious, or are you depressed, or where are you sitting? And then you can work from there, because then you kind of know where your mind is at. Then you can work from that functional standpoint, rather than going like, what did you eat today? What did you do today? I had a bunch of scones, a bunch of sugar. I drank 2 coffees. I smoked some weed. Then my buddy was having a party, so we drank 6 tequilas, and then went over here, and I don't know what kind of, we smoked out of a hookah. I don't know what was in it, and then, like, all of them happen. Like, well, where would you even start? Like, how do you even know where your mind would be at initially? Not to get into it, but that's how it works. Like, once you have to think of your body as a chemistry set. You are the alchemical retort. And I didn't call you a retard, it's a retort. That once you clean it out, like you don't start a science experiment with the dirty equipment. So if your body itself is dirty, if your mind is not balanced, and where do you think you could go? Where could you go if you're always over here going like this? And where would you go, man? If you're always just over here, dude. We're just doing this, man. I don't even know, bro. Right? You have that. If you can be in the middle, clean the equipment, then you'll know what you're putting in. But most people don't know what they're putting in because they've put so many chemicals in there that they're who knows. Who knows what's gonna happen? Hey, Stan, happy, healthy, and holy. So I didn't know that. Okay, well, shit. At least I got two of them. I never would consider myself holy, unless you're talking about the jeans that I wear. Dad jokes. And I don't wear holy jeans. Unless you're talking about the hole in the butt from always fingering my. Damn. Poop jokes. Only took an hour. Eat shit. Oh, it's hilarious. Spirit mouth. Yeah, good word. Self-medication allows one space to become aware. Yeah, too much. Yeah, that's the song I was saying earlier. Everybody always like, oh, more light, and I challenge those motherfuckers to go stand out in in the middle of the park with no trees and no shade. Stand there when it's 98 degrees, middle of summer, in a hot climate. Just stand there and tell me you want all the love and light. No, you want the shade. Oh, I don't like shady shit. I don't like the Shaddai. So you're sitting there just bleeding out, sweating, bubble blisters from all the sun just beaming on your skin because you're all so white. I guarantee they're all white as shit. They're not even in the sun. Go stand in the sun. And you tell me you don't want to go underneath that tree that's providing you that father figure tree that's has the branches that gives you all that shade. You know where all the animals that are out all day, where they go when it's too hot, they go underneath the tree, under the shade, the Shaddai, the shady places. I don't want to hear that with all the love and light people. Y'all can. I'll light your ass up. You want love and light? Deal with it. I beam like 600 suns. What are you talking about? Yeah. They just too highfalutin. They're always ones the funniest shit is they always want to kill their ego, but they are the most egoic people I've ever met. Like they virtue signal their egoism about how healthy and light bearing they are. And because they'll wear all the shit that they think they need to wear to look like they're some sort of love and light something, but in reality, you speak to them and they're always off-putting. Oh, take your words and your darkness away from me. Oh. They're like flabbergasted and overwhelmed. Like, the world's so dark, I must bring light to it. But I guarantee you, those people have never been to the hood. I guarantee those people are not going to the barbecue. I guarantee those people, I'm just saying, they're the most frustrating people in the world. I mean, in order, they're like, I think you'd probably put them like you got the vegans, the religious people, and then the love light people, but they all kind of intermingle. The love and light people, they can deal with the religious people, and the religious people are like, I don't know about these crazy weird hippies, and the vegans kind of intersect there somehow. But if in order, I think the worst is probably the very stout vegans, and then the love and light, and then religion used to be the worst. Well, then scientism is in there too. Let's just put scientism, religion, religious, love and light, and vegan. Those are the four horsemen of the apocalypse. You heard it here first. That's those. I don't care about Daniel Dennett, and all the other. What's the other three? They were called the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse because they were very scientific. They hated religion. Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of the apocalypse, self pride and righteousness. There we go. Yeah, I think these are kind of people that they don't even want to deal with reality. That they'd rather put a spacesuit on so that way when they fart, it goes directly into their mouth. I think they have a tube that goes directly from their ass to their mouth, so they just fart and just breathe it back in. I'm not harming any animals by breathing my own farts in. I'm high on methane. I'm high on methane. I think so. Getting high on their own supply, huh? That's right. Hey, Spearboy, you like that? All right. Fucking burp got in the building. Let's go. I'm gonna go listen to some music. As per usual, thank you for being here. Hope y'all had a good time. If you want to, you can buy me a beer. That'd be awesome. CashApp, PayPal, TsarXen, it's in the description box beneath. Venmo, all that shit. Or you could just get me you can buy some what is it, cryptocurrency or something, and just put my name on it. You know what I mean? So that way when it blows up big, you just like, hey, thinking about you. Here's your 10K cryptocurrency bio-survival tickets or whatever. Yeah, have a beautiful day. I might come on here later. I might even bring this out and you guys can watch some of. You guys want to come later and watch some of the music? I'll show you SatchmoFest and Satchmo. I don't know, Satchmo, whatever. Take care of yourselves. You know, do that. That's prime importance. And if you have a little leftover energy, help other people out. Take care of them. Be generous. Be kind. Be goofy. Be yourself, because everybody else is taken. And I'm ass out of here. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be weird. Hey, Mayan comes in right at the end. I'm ass out of here. I'm about to go watch some jazz, my guy. Hope you've been well, Mayan. Haven't seen you in a bit. I just got my channel back, so fuck yeah. Peace out, everybody.